Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today we will be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine and a quick ending explained about how Deadpool and Wolverine ended and what it sets up for the future of the MCU. So let's get into it. So let's just talk quickly about the movie. So Deadpool and Wolverine was of course about Deadpool trying to replace the anchor being of his universe, which is Earth 10,005, which is of course the same universe as the Fox X-Men movies. Now, the Wolverine that died in Logan is the main Wolverine that we've been following throughout all the years. His death in Logan has caused the universe to start splintering apart and withering away, as that Wolverine was the quote-unquote anchor being of the Fox X-Men universe. Deadpool tries to replace him by replacing him with a different variant of Wolverine, one that isn't as important to his universe, and he obviously spots the Wolverine that we follow throughout the plot of Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, this Wolverine let down his entire world. He sort of didn't join the X-Men, therefore humans came and attacked and killed all those X-Men. So Deadpool and Wolverine get thrown into the void, where they meet Cassandra Nova and many different variants of heroes that we know throughout all the Fox X-Men movies, as well as the Fox movies in general. So, of course, we have this Cassandra Nova's base with a bunch of characters from the X-Men movies, including Pyro and Juggernaut, played... It's kind of Vinnie Jones's version, but it's not the same actor. As well as Azazel and Lady Deathstrike. So, along with those characters, we have the Resistance, where we see Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans again. We see X-23, which is apparently the same X-23 we saw in Logan. We have Blade, we have Elektra, and of course we have Gambit. So, let's look at these characters. So these characters, of course, are basically chosen by Ryan Reynolds as a sort of goodbye. So these characters, these cameos, as many people say, are... an actual sort of goodbye to these characters. You know, Gambit, Channing Tatum never got the chance to play the character. Blade kind of just left his world. I think they were planning a fourth film, but then that was kind of it. And Elektra, she was in Daredevil, which wasn't very well received in itself. And then when she had her own spin-off movie, Elektra, it didn't go well. So this is sort of Ryan's chance to give these characters another chance. So of course we end the movie with Cassandra trying to destroy Earth 10,005 and send in the Deadpool Corps after Deadpool and Wolverine. They kind of slice through them all, and then Peter comes in at the end. And the Deadpool Corps all love Peter. Apparently, they all have a Peter and they all love him. And so Deadpool and Wolverine, they essentially go into a subway tunnel in their universe to stop the Time Ripper from destroying their world. Because that's what Paradox's plan is. If you've seen the movie, his plan is to essentially use the Time Ripper to speed up the process of wiping out the universe. So this is his plan. But Cassandra Nova wants to do it with every single reality, leaving only the void. Now, this to me made me think, oh, is this how they're going to make Battleworld when we were watching the movie? And I think it does set up an opportunity for Battleworld to be made. Battleworld will be made in Avengers Secret Wars, and I reckon at the end of Avengers Doomsday this will happen. So why not use these Time Rippers as a sort of setup for that? You know, that they are giving us the opportunity and the means to do it. So maybe Doctor Doom uses them in some way. But let's look into the ending. So Deadpool and Wolverine, they go down into the subway, and essentially they are told they have to complete the circuit. So there's these two columns of the energy sources with the matter and antimatter, and essentially one of them has to connect both together to complete the circuit and blow up the Time Ripper and Cassandra Nova with it. But Deadpool goes in and he can't reach, so Wolverine breaks in and they both complete the circuit. Now, they were told by Paradox that one of them would completely be destroyed, but then because both of them did it, the energy was easily, distributed amongst them both, so they didn't die. We end the movie with Wolverine. Basically, this new Wolverine has become the new anchor being of the Fox X-Men universe. Now, this is a bit odd, because technically Deadpool and Wolverine takes place in 2024 in the 10,005 universe. Logan happens in 2029, and I'm pretty sure the Westchester incident happens in 2028. So obviously the timelines match up, but there are technically two Wolverines at this time. Now, I think the point of an anchor being is that when an anchor being dies for the first time in that timeline, then that's when the universe starts withering away. And this Wolverine is another Wolverine to essentially replace him. So when it gets to the year 2029 and we have our 10,005 Logan die, we already have another Wolverine in that universe to, you know, continue on. But I do think the anchor beings is more of a meta thing, really. Of basically, oh, you know, your character died before, so now the universe is kind of falling apart. But hey, you're back, you're playing a different version of your characters, so it's, you know, kind of works. But anyway, there wasn't really an end credit scene that set up Secret Wars in any way, although there were many sort of hints towards it. But I do want to point out the fact that these anchor beings are going to hopefully play a role in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I believe these anchor beings are throughout the multiverse, and they are taken out to fight in the Secret Wars against Doctor Doom. For example, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, maybe even the 616 anchor being, which could be, you know, Tom Holland for all we know. As well as obviously Wolverine and maybe even Deadpool. I know he's not technically an anchor being, but he could definitely, you know, be part of this multiversal team that will be in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Not only this, but the Fantastic Four are also going to play a role in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, so they could be the anchor beings of their world, like a team of anchor beings. Anchor beings, I would say, though, is more of a meta thing. I think it will be important playing a role in the, important role in the future, and that during Doomsday and Secret Wars, anchor beings will be very important. But I feel like it could also not be, and that it was only introduced in this movie as a meta nod, really. You could say that Iron Man is technically the anchor being of the 616 universe, and you could also say that in some universes there aren't necessarily anchor beings because there are multiple heroes that take up that role, so there's not really the whole universe relying on one character. So I suppose that's a way you can look on it. But in terms of the multiversal aspect of this movie, there wasn't many things setting up Secret Wars, but I would say that there is a distinct possibility that the 10,005 universe and 616 will possibly collide in Avengers Doomsday, and it could be that the X-Men characters fight the Avengers characters that we have in 616 at the moment, the new Avengers, because there are rumors going around that Marvel wants the X-Men and Avengers to fight each other at one point, so this would be a good way of doing it. But other than that, there wasn't really much to set up anything in the future, and to be honest, it was a perfect ending to Deadpool and Wolverine, and especially with X-23 now being in the 10,005 universe, as well with this, new Wolverine. There is one thing that probably would set it up. When Hunter B12, I think her name is, comes in towards the end of the movie, she tells Deadpool that she will try and help Blade, Elektra, and Gambit out. I think that this will be part of the TVA's plan to recruit several heroes to fight alongside the multiversal Avengers in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. I would not be surprised if Gambit and Blade were to return. Elektra, I maybe not, but I can definitely see X-23 returning, as well as Wolverine. And of course, this kind of sets up the idea of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being really important. It could be that the anchor beings together could form this, power dynamic to help fight for the multiverse, but I don't know. That's all I gotta say, really. As I said, there wasn't really much, but I do feel like anchor beings that were introduced in this movie will play an important role in the future. And of course, I also think the Void in itself will play an important role during Doomsday and Avengers sequels. And I even think that the Void will eventually become Battleworld. But please let me know what you think. Tell me what you think about Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. Such an amazing movie. I love it so much. Please tell me your opinions on it. Tell me what you think about it and how it sets up the future of the MCU in terms of the Multiverse Saga and even beyond that. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So yeah, thank you all for listening, guys, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.